to the chapter of Prishut. Prishut is abstinence, which means that a person is going to try to practice the beginning of Hasidut, of piety. We're already past the level where a person is already awake and realizes that he needs to work on himself. We're past the point where a person starts working on himself to be zrizut, to go and do mitzvot more quickly, to positive mitzvot, he chases positive mitzvot. We're up to past the point where a person, he's zehirut, he goes and he washes himself and tries to judge himself properly and try to stay away from sins. And then we moved on to nikiyut, like even in those positive mitzvot, to do it full-heartedly and do it properly 100% all the way. And even in those negative commandments that we're commanded not to fall into, we try to be clean as much as we can, to be perfect as much as we can, to avoid doing not to get angry in general, not even to get angry in our heart, and to be clean completely. And once we're already past that, because we know that the Mesilat Yesharim, if you follow all those steps through, you eventually lead to Ruach HaKodesh. He gives you the steps how to get to prophecy. So the next step we're up to is Prishut, being abstinence, meaning even what's permitted to you, you don't always do it. Why? Because a person wants to be a Hasid. What's a Hasid? A tzaddik, he does according to the law. A Hasid is someone who's pious, he goes beyond the letter of the law. He goes and he says to Hashem, I'm going to do extra. But a lot of times, Hasidim, they know that if they do the letter of the law, they might very easily step over the law. So what do? They make for themselves safeguards, and we do that Yaakov Avinu, his name is heel, right? The word Akev means heel. But Akev, which means, stands for, the Hasidic Masters explain, it says, Kadesh Atzmecha, make yourself holy in these things that are permitted to you. Even when those things are permitted to you, you hold yourself back. That shows that you're working on yourself. It shows you're in control of your desires. It shows that you're trying to protect yourself from falling. The Kabbalists say, very holy act to, while you're eating, to stop and leave a little bit, that last piece. You know, the sandwich, which is the juicy part, you go and you eat it, and it has everything in there. You go and you say, no, I'm not eating it. I give it away to somebody else. Why? Because I want to work on myself. I don't want to do it just for desires. I'm already full. But that last part is just purely desire. So I'm working myself, abstaining. I'm abstinence. I'm doing prishut. Not like other religions that, you know, you're a religious guy, you don't get married. Or you sit in a mountain in Tibet and you go, and you're not from this world. The Jewish people, they sanctify themselves with the mundane and they make it holy. They go, they get married, they go and they eat food, they do everything with holiness. But with holiness. If a person sees himself all in a point where he's doing it just for desire, not infusing any holiness in it, so then he has to make himself kadosh by separating himself, abstaining himself, as what the sages tell us in Masechet Yevamot, kadesh etzmecha b'mutar lecha. Sanctify yourself by refraining from which is permitted to you. Therefore, a person, when he does this, he's going to for sure avoid the forbidden act, because he's already avoiding the permitted act. And besides for that, he's doing it to work on himself or to separate himself, just like the Nazir. The Nazir has an alcohol problem. Usually wine is permitted. He makes a vow, I'm not drinking any more wine. I'm not even going to go and eat grapes. I'm not even going to go. It's a sort of thing to go by the vineyard. Even to by the vineyard. Why? Because maybe something will happen. That's why people, they put the filters on the phone. Rabbi, come on, what do I need a filter on the phone for? No, I don't even want to go and go into that place. I don't even want to go into that bazaar and maybe see something. No, Rabbi, I'll go to the wedding, it's fine. I won't see any naked ladies over there. I won't see any ladies dressed improperly. I won't see any ladies wearing tight-fitting clothing or immodest clothing. I won't look. Okay, you're a tzaddik like that? Who can say you're a tzaddik like that? And what? Rather, Rabbi, I know myself. I better not go. Better I don't go. It's a mitzvah ba'aveira. It's a sin that comes to a mitzvah that comes to a sin, and I know myself. I'm going to go there. I'm going to be strong 5-10 minutes, and then I'm going to fall apart, and I'm going to sin the whole time over there. So therefore, a person has to know, even though it's mutar to go to weddings, but there's certain situations where you know yourself, better that I don't, better I should abstain. Why? Because I might fall. So therefore, I don't want to teeter-totter on the line. I'd rather go and make myself holy and take a step back and make sure I protect my neshama.